follicles have to respond to the medication.
Froze my eggs at 36.
My recommendation is that if you're turning 30 or you're 30 and above, at least find out your fertility status.
Y'all realize that women rather keep their clappers closed than to open them up to jokers on y'all app?
A world where people and the law feels entitled to tell women what they can or cannot do with their bodies.
Did you just completely skip over that fact? Because right now, this feels like a campaign to encourage rapists.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
Story time for why my egg freezing didn't work. This month was a very, very light period. I felt like my body was just off, but I kind of ignored it and powered through and was determined to do this. If I look back at the summer, I got COVID. I was in bed for like 3 weeks. I was traveling a lot. I was eating, I was drinking. My body probably wasn't in the healthiest spot. Because I look and feel young, I just thought, hey, my fertility is great. My levels seemed pretty average, so I wasn't really worried about it. From a medical standpoint, how egg freezing works is you have follicles on your ovaries. They start really small, and the medicine helps them grow. And each follicle hopefully can have an egg that matures while it's growing, and then they go and then they collect all the eggs. It's recommended to get about 10 eggs for every live birth. In early August, I had 11 follicles, and not all follicles tend to work or have a mature egg. So I knew I was already probably going to have to do this twice. Doctors cleared me moving forward. 3 weeks later, when I started my next period, is when I would do the procedure. So this month, I only had 7 follicles. I had a lot of personal stuff that also went on in those 3 weeks. That was pretty stressful. But your follicle count can fluctuate. So from a medical standpoint, I was taking the medicine, and one of the follicles was absorbing like all the medicine and just was growing at a really fast rate, and all the other follicles just weren't growing. And so as I got halfway through, the doctors just realized I wasn't going to have a lot of follicles to take an egg from. And this one was so big that it probably was going to release its egg early anyways, so they didn't recommend doing the procedure if maybe I could only get 1 egg. The more people I've told about this, the more I've heard that it's quite common. A lot of people tend to have failed cycles, and then they have successful cycles, their second or third. So this is a lot more common, and this is why I want to bring it to light, the real side of egg freezing. Stay tuned to find out what's super important before you freeze your eggs abroad and just in general. And I have more tips of what I'm going to be doing next for my next cycle.
Yeah, see, this right here, I'm gonna tell you guys what's happening, right? So as you see, they're seeing that these techniques aren't 100%, right? And it's not, because it's even said you have 15 eggs or something like that. I think that's the number you'd have to have. At that time, it's time to have birth. Maybe only 1 works, right? So out of 15 chances, you may have 1 chance. But what's happening is these women are banking their entire life on freezing eggs. Who said it the best? Kevin Samuels said it, right? He said, what did he show? He had the ice sound, right? Remember his show? He had the ice sound. Shh. He had that for it was getting cold. It's going to be a cold winter. Also, you had it for women freezing the eggs. And what's happening? That's falling back on them. They're realizing their hopes. I'll tell you where I am right now in the Philippines, right? You know what they do? They have their babies young, right? They're 20 years old, 20-something years old. Now you have some women that are with the modern times. They're starting to fall for it, but that's just not the way. It's just not.
And this is what's not talked about enough with egg freezing, and I think is really crucial to know.
All right, so I froze my eggs about 3 years ago, and there's just so many nuances. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. So for me, I actually had a ton of follicles, but half of my follicles didn't actually respond to the hormone that I was shooting in. So I think this is how you do it. Again, I'm not an OBGYN, but you put in hormones to make your follicles grow, so that way when they retrieve the eggs, they can get the egg out of them. So they have to be of a certain size for the doctor to be able to retrieve them. So your follicles have to respond to the medication. For me, half of them didn't respond to the medication. So while I had a ton more eggs they could have retrieved, they couldn't because it wasn't big enough for them to retrieve it. And then also interesting, on my right side of my right ovary, was able to respond to the medication really well. The left ovary didn't. So I got more from the right side. And obviously you want to get as many as you can because it's the procedure is so expensive. You want to get your bang for your buck, right? And that's why they suggest doing it earlier. But again, there's so many nuances in that, are you going to be able to respond to the medication? Even if you're young, if you're like me, only half of them responded to it. And then also, I did a video about how there's not that many live births from frozen eggs, so we don't really know, the success rate of all this, because there's so many layers from unfreezing and thawing to getting it to be a live baby. But yeah, with anything in life, these situations are not a one-size-fits-all solution, and there's so many layers, so many nuances, and just, I think the older that I'm getting, it's just, realizing, so many things are imperfect, but you have to just roll with it.
Man, so the older they're getting, see what's happening, you guys see that repeated. You also see the fear. Think about how these women look in their faces. They're scared, right? Why did you think this thing was going to be one? You can tell a lot of them felt it was going to be a one-shot deal. I can do this, and later I have the chance. But some of them do realize it's not going to work. And you know what? You got to bite the bullet. You wanted to choose working for your whole life? That's fine. I have nothing against that. But you have to deal with the consequences.
I froze my eggs at 36. I did it at an extremely reputable place, had a good result, and the fertility doctor was like, "You're good." And so I just kind of thought I had time.
Women.
And I thought that I could put my life together. Ideally wanted to meet someone who I felt was going to be a good parent. And I did that at 40. Around 41, we decided to fertilize the eggs, and none of them worked.
So this is exactly why I tell my patients that egg freezing is not an insurance, it's more of a lottery because you don't know how many are going to come out to be a live birth. So me, for example, I'm 35, I ended up freezing my eggs and I got 15 eggs. And out of the 15, chances of one live birth is about 80%. It's pretty low. But again, I went ahead and I did it. Now everyone's, egg quality, all of that is kind of different, so it's really person dependent. Obviously, again, you get better chances if you freeze an embryo and an egg, but again, you may not know or have a partner to do that with, so still go ahead and freeze your eggs. My recommendation is that if you're turning 30 or you're 30 and above, at least find out your fertility status. You can do that easily by getting an AMH ordered by your doctor. So you can come see your family doctor, get an AMH test done. This will kind of give you a little bit of where you are in your fertility status there. Not covered by OHIP, so there is a little fee for it, but I highly recommend it.
Not the dating app Bumble telling women that a vow of celibacy will never work. Not y'all saying that us being celibate is not healthy and is not good for us. What, are y'all losing members? Have y'all realized that women have given up on dating apps? Have y'all realized that women rather keep their clappers closed than to open them up to jokers on y'all app? Have y'all realized that maybe this target audience is not the people y'all need to be talking to? Maybe y'all should make billboards that say, "Hey men, be classy. Hey men, don't stalk women on our app. Hey men, don't go on dates with women and try to unalive them. Hey men, don't go on dating apps looking for women to harm." Y'all could have said so much more on that billboard than attacking women and telling us a vow of celibacy is not what we should be. I mean, from what we hear on a day-to-day basis, men don't like women who are fast and who are promiscuous. Now that we not fast and we not promiscuous in y'all eyes, now there's a problem. Bumble, you about to catch so much hate from this. Bumble, who is on your marketing team? I'm really curious of who is on your marketing team. Because if you had any women on your marketing team, you would have known this wasn't it. Y'all could have went so many other ways by telling women that celibacy is not the way. Because now women are going to be more celibate. Hell, I've been celibate for a year and some change, and I'm feeling really good. And I got rid of y'all app. dating apps are no longer safe for women. Have y'all not been paying attention to the news? Or is there a bunch of men running this app that are just willfully ignorant to what's going on in this world and why women are choosing not to be on dating apps and why women are choosing to be celibate and why women are choosing not to date? How about y'all make it safer for us instead of telling us to close our legs? Bye, peoples.
Bumble can't make anything safe for anyone. Bumble can't do anything. Bumble is losing a lot of money and getting very desperate. Because I'm not a marketing genius, but I know marketing enough to never say anything like that. Celibacy is not the answer. Which it's not, right? A lot of women do that and they say, I'm going celibate now in my later years. And they don't realize they're already done because they've been with too many people. They can't pair bond anymore. They're past being celibate. They'd be better off, the app would have been better off saying something like that. You're past the stage of pair bonding.
Word.
So it doesn't make, that would be better. And not even say woman, say most women are past the age, the step of pair bonding. Crush their hopes all the way, right? They might as well have a Kevin Samuels voice on a billboard saying, you're past the stage of being celibate ever again. You're past pair bonding. You've been with too many guys. It's too late.
Yo, Bumble, you guys for real, because are you not aware that you can be a woman who dates males and is still celibate? Or did you just completely skip over that fact? Because right now, this feels like a campaign to encourage rapists. Essentially, what you're saying is, if a male takes us on a date and buys us a dinner, we owe him our body.
Or exaggerated.
And if we're celibate, that's not valid. You're delegitimizing.
Now, Bumble didn't say if a man takes you out, you owe him your body. But I'll let you continue.
Our celibacy because you want males to have more access to our bodies. And then you think that we're gonna have a positive reaction to that? You must be out of your mind. The fact that y'all have the audacity to push this campaign when there is a literal femicide going on in Congo right now.
Femicide?
Now, where women are being kidnapped by the masses and essayed by the soldiers.
Now, if women are being essayed and kidnapped, that's not a femicide. Femicide will mean they were being unalived. But let's continue.
Soldiers in front of their family members, okay? Women are having to watch their daughters get raped by soldiers, okay? Is that a concept that you guys thought about before you put out this stupid, brainless campaign? I would not be surprised to find out that before they pushed this campaign, they fired a bunch of women from the marketing department. I bet you anything this was a male's idea.
Oh, here we go again.
And I bet you anything they had to get rid of certain women that worked in the marketing department to be able to push this campaign. Because there's no way women signed off on this campaign. And if they did, I am incredibly disappointed in you. So I'm on my Bumble app right now and I'm deleting my account.
We do not care.
And this is my message to you. Your campaign delegitimizing celibacy is an absolute threat to women's safety, and I will not be using an app that encourages males to be so entitled to my body that they will not respect celibacy during the dating stage. You guys.
This goes to show, though, that dating is kind of dead in the West, right? Dating is. Well, you can go to certain places and women are more welcoming to you. They see hope. They see a future with you. They see potential, right? These women see no potential. Why is that? All the women that are talking like this, the woman I showed in the last video talking about Bumble, the woman I showed in this video, you notice all of them are over 30? I'll show you. I'll prove it.
Today, Bumble took down the ad you know full well about celibacy is not the answer after social media backlash. In a world where people and the law feels entitled to tell women what they can or cannot do with their bodies, this is wild. I think this is a great reminder to all of us that what we decide to do with our bodies and personal life is our choice and our choice only. Shouldn't let societal norms or advertising affect that. There's also a great reminder to those that have the money and power to do something like this, that what you say matters and will affect culture for the better or for the worse. And smart women are watching.
That's the point. That's why Bumble, I'm not saying what they did was right, but that's why they're saying this. They probably noticed a lot of women on the app are over what? 30 years old. And they've done what with their life? Wasted it away. Come here. You want some? Come here. You get some. Come here. You get some. And then hit 30 and said, oh no. Close their legs like this. I will not.
That's usually my line.
You can't get my cookie. My goodies.
My goodies. My goodies.
My goodies. My goodies. Not my goodies.
My goodies. Not my goodies.
They started dancing to that song, right? And then Bumble said, they talked to some of them male dudes, and they said, why are you not an app anymore? And then the woman would probably be right. They probably have a male in the marketing department. And he said, I spoke to some of the guys, and then he made some stupid. What were you thinking? Bumble, you messed up. You dropped the ball. But I get it, though. You got a bunch of women over 30, used up, who are well out of the date market, right? Because they're freezing their eggs.
Not my goodie.
You know what I'm saying? Look. They're all trying to freeze their eggs. They're trying to find, remember the video? That perfect man, I found the perfect man at 40 years old. Remember this? See that? They're trying to find a perfect man.
What I realized is that I had in my head a timeline. Was when I hit 37, I needed to get serious about finding love.
And they're past that, man. The dating market is done in the West. Wow. This is wow. This is proof. I don't know how I'm going to title this. Because I don't know, y'all seem to not want to click and watch some of the videos, but this is good stuff. Because this is proof why a man needs to get his passport. Look at this. Bumble can't figure it out. Tinder can't figure it out. A man can't even get a woman that's younger. Oh, don't dare. You got to be super rich. You got to be Leonardo DiCaprio. Right? You want a woman that's young, that's for you. If you're not Leonardo, goodbye. And you still be called a creep. You still be called a creep. While these women are freezing their eggs because they want to be independent women. And you got to deal with it. Yes, you. Especially old men. Old men. You have to deal with it more. Young men, that's what you have to look forward to. When my last video, I just showed how you can easily go to Japan and they like black guys. But you think they wouldn't deal with white guys too? White guys were always liked everywhere. Right? They just knew the black guys, but you think a white guy couldn't go to Japan and find a woman? Easy. You think they're like, oh no, you white guy, I don't want to deal with you anymore. It's not going to be like that. Right? Where a guy can say, yes, I can take my value. Or whatever American woman want to say, you lower value, whatever they want to say. I'll take that and leave. And things will be more to my liking. And guys are starting to do that. And the reason why they're doing it is because they realize
This is the way.
Passport, bro. Passport. No. It's definitely more to life than dealing with this.
Answers come.